I'm Scott. Yep, that's me back in the day. I know it's a cliche, but they say that motorcycles are like a disease, and once you have it for life. And this couldn't be more true with me. It all started when I was a kid. The neighborhood gang had little motorcycles, and we'd all ride in vacant lots, fields, and open spaces. Except for me, I was the poor kid on the block and didn't have my own motorcycle. But that all changed when I saved enough money from my paper route to purchase a 1970 Bonanza mini bike. And this is where the deep tentacles of the motorcycle disease first infected me, which is just as devastating today as when it first bit me. And although I've done various types of motorcycling, street, cruising, sport adventure, and all types of off-road, it seems that my soul resonates mostly with simple trail riding. Just getting out in nature, absorbing all of its beauty, and allowing slow to become the new fast. And I have found the best way to do this is on these old vintage trail bikes, which will be featured in this video. A 1971 Kawasaki G3-TRA100. A 1972 Honda SL100. And a 1978 Honda XL250. Also, it has been small vintage motorcycles that have introduced motorcycling to my three boys, Daniel, Tyler, and Zach. Here's a little backstory on how I got into vintage motorcycles and trail riding. During my teen years and young adult life, I had a few motorcycles where I was ripping it up and having fun. But then, a few years later, I had a family and funds got pretty tight, so I ended up selling my bikes. Then I met Mad Dog. He loved riding out in the desert and suggested I join him. But of course, I had no motorcycle. However, an old man who lived across the street had a little vintage motorcycle which I bought for real cheap. It was a 1973 Kawasaki G3-90. Using junk motorcycle parts, I heavily modified it, making it a little more off-road focused. And the rest is history. Mad Dog and I became good friends, and along with his brother David, went on numerous camping trips and motorcycle adventures. And although this little Kawasaki G390 was small and humbling, it got me on the dirt, and that was good enough for me. Later on, Ed came into my life, and I introduced off-road motorcycling to him. Ed, also having a young family, had limited funds, but was able to buy a vintage trail bike, making the both of us very compatible in our riding styles. We got heavily into trail riding and motorcycle exploration. Eventually, I ended up having 3 boys, and Ed eventually having 4 boys. We planned several camping trips a year, and one by one, our little boys got their own little motorcycles. Eventually, other friends would join us, John, James, and many others. Year after year, as we continued and planned our camping trips, our motorcycles progressed into more modern-style bikes. Many years passed by, and I'd look back with such fond memories using those little trail bikes and decided maybe it'd be fun to get one again. But of course, I couldn't get just one. Because remember, I have the motorcycle disease, and when the motorcycle disease perks up, you just simply get out of its way. But jumping back on an old vintage trail bike has allowed me to rediscover the beauty of just taking it slow, rediscover exploring, and the serenity of being out in nature, its peacefulness, and in a way, I find it very healing. Now, let's enjoy a little off-road trail riding.
Very good thing. A change in my life. It's just not the same. A change involving more than just my state of mind. Change so complete. It's like no other kind. An experience with God.